Torp, Torp, Torp here. Puff, puff, give time.
Oh my god.
Well, I'm getting there. Yeah, I gotta get a little bit numb for this one. This doesn't even compare to a Torp turbulence. That no. Judgmental fucknut son of a bitch, cunt sucking. Fuck me. It's all right. I'm going to maintain for a few minutes so that you guys can understand what I'm saying. Sometimes that takes a lot of work. I have the ability to make people laugh, apparently. That's good news, because, we all need to laugh. Last night I did that. One of my lowest viewed videos of all time, but one of my highest rated videos of all time with the comments. Or at least that's the way YouTube saw it for some damn reason. Crazy stuff right there. I'm ranking that video that high because of the comments, not the views. Isn't that funny? But the good news is that the views to me are relevant, but they're not the whole pie, so thank God for that. You need views, and you need comments, and you need likes in order to get into the algorithm. We all know this. That's more important than anything. Your content can actually suck, but as long as you get into the algorithm, people will see your sucky content. Doesn't matter how bad it is or how good it is. The algorithm's going to carry it no matter what, as long as there's no flag on it. So, I knew that a long time ago. Doesn't really matter what you do or who you say or who you like or who you don't like or who likes you or who don't like you. We all got spam comments. We all got haters. We all got friends. Makes no never mind. It's either going to be in the algorithm or it's not. Jeff Thomas Black, I have a question for you. Why are you smooching? Why are you smooching with Roy? May I ask you that question, please? I don't understand it. What is the smooching for? I'm asking you as a gentleman and a scholar, why are you smooching with Roy? Is it because he said something that you agreed with? After all the things that he said that you did not agree with? All the bullshit that he's been spreading that you disagreed with, now all of a sudden you're agreeing with him because of one little subject that he brought up. And that subject he brought up with Rideshare Hustler, which, by the way, he never spoke in that clip. Interesting. Because he still does gig work, where Roy does not. Neither do you, Jeff. Your own words. Now, I know what you guys are going to do. You're going to get your popcorn and your Kool-Aid, as you would put it, and say, uh-oh, he's going to go full blast on Jeff Thomas Black. I said, no, I thought we kept it real in this neighborhood. I thought this was our neighborhood. Let's keep it real then. Well, to be honest with you, I've heard Jeff Thomas Black say quite a few times that the gig economy will come to an end. It will stop. It will end. It is not going to last. It's fraud. It's scam. It's manipulation. It's corporate junk. Can't argue with him on any of those points. They're all very good opinions. They're very solid opinions. Because there's a lot of shady shit going on with all these gig apps. Very shady shit. And the world keeps on changing. But isn't the world changing what got us to the gig apps? Isn't that what got us here because of the constant changes? There'll be another change. But how are you going to say what kind of change that's going to be? In the meanwhile, there's plenty of us here that are actually making a very good living off of these gig apps. Have you noticed that the ones that aren't complaining about the gig apps, they're complaining about the people that lied to us about how to use the gig apps in the beginning? We just found out that they lied to us. Ring the bell, Jeff Thomas Black. I'm going to remind you of something. I have had bad days and I've had good days with the gig apps. The number one being the DoorDash, because that's the one I use the most. I have had no issues like you're talking about, or anybody else that hates it so much, that is no longer using it like Roy. But yet Roy also defends it, which is the most bipolar, I can't fucking understand this goddamn platform disorder I've ever seen from any content creator. The fact that he's getting paid is as bad as the fact that some people actually say that they know more about DoorDash than you do. While you've been doing 5,000 plus deliveries, by the way. Let me tell you something, man. You can do 100 deliveries and know more about some of these fucking apps than the guys that are doing 5,000 deliveries because they're stupid. Because they're arrogant. And because they listen to everybody on the internet. When was the last time you heard, well, there's a select few of us here that do it on their own, that follow their own lead, that do the dashes on their own now, that understand that there's always a chance that you're not going to do as well as you'd like, and there's always a chance that you're going to get that big day. As I've always said, at the end of the week or at the end of the month, that shit's going to average out. What was the difference between that and a W-2? Other than the fact that you were listening to some little slimy 14-year-old snot-headed little bastard tell you how to do your fucking job because somehow he became the assistant manager or whatever job that you had at that time? Or did you forget about the alarm clock going off at 4 o'clock in the morning, and if you didn't show up, you got a point or writ up at work? Contract violation in layman's terms. Those type of things. The reason that you came to gig work is because the W-2 work sucks so much. Okay. Oh, you do both now. I'm not talking about now. Why did you come to the gig community? I'm not talking about YouTube. The gig community, the gig workspace, going out there and make a living, or even extra income. I notice those people don't bitch about the way you guys do. Why? Because they're having fun. And they could give almost two shits. Some of them give one, but not always two shits. About what you guys are saying about the world's coming to an end, the sky's going to fall, and we're all going to die. Financially broke and riding fucking bicycles as brown people. I'm sorry. But, dude, that was a bit much for me. I'm not going to lie to you. Jeff Thomas Black, I'm speaking to you, salt of the earth. I could say this to you in private, but I have no way in which to do so, and I'm not going to play fucking, Tom and Jerry with you. Not on this one. I want you to know how I really feel. I'm getting tired of people telling me that use gig work as a stepping stone to get something else. The bigger goal should not be this. This should be short term. Coming from people that did it for fucking 8 goddamn years and bought brand new cars and brand new houses. Coming from those guys, they're the ones that... Do you get this feeling that they just want us out of the way so that they can get more work? I don't know. It just sounds weird to me. What's with the negativity? You got burned that bad on gig work. But the reason you went to gig work is because you got burned that bad on a W-2 job. So you got burned on both? And you see the bigger picture, the bigger outline of corruption and money overseas? Well, I'm pretty sure that we all know what you're talking about because we see that on the TV every day. Biden has been sold out to the Chinese. He's been sold out by everybody, actually. He's getting paid, boy. So I understand your plight. I really do. I get that because you're not wrong. But that has absolutely nothing to do with the future of anybody. Whether it be a W-2 or a gig job, because the world's going to change again. And in a big way. And many times before we all retire. And even after we retire, it's still going to change. Social Security may not be there, as people say. May go up, may go down. Rent's going to go up, mortgages will go up. Interest rates will go up. We may have lost electric cars to go to electric cars nobody can afford, so they'll be taking the electric bus, which will keep breaking down, so we'll have more people walking. They'll need new shoes. They'll probably get them from Nike. That shit that's made by 5-year-olds over there in Indonesia. What has changed? What's going to change? It's always going to be bad. It's always going to be good. Flip-flop, 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 flip-flop. The New World Order has been here. And no, people keep on saying it's going to happen, but no, it's already here. Listen to us. Listen to everybody. Listen to all these people. On the news, on YouTube. Listen to them. I mean, really listen to them. They're always really mad, aren't they? Or they're always telling you just how great everything is and that you're the one that's got it wrong. And that pisses you off. You're almost a little bit jealous, aren't you? It's like, well, if your life is so great, then why are you here on YouTube listening to how bad my life is? I think the people that are doing really well feel even better when they see people that suck at their life. And sometimes misery loves company. So you see a lot of those people have friends that are also miserable. And they get along quite well, don't they? But every once in a while, one slips through the cracks and you notice something funny about it. It's like, no, wait a minute. I've about had it, dude. I don't know if you're trolling. I don't know if you're playing or trolling me or playing him or who you're trolling. But I'm over it. I am totally over it. Jeff Thomas Black, I'm really not amused. The way that you are sucking Roy's dick right now, I'm not amused, dude. I'm not even close. As a matter of fact, I'm a little bit offended, man. You said something to me about, I don't know, 3-4 months ago in a comment. You joked around about it. The reason I knew that it was weird is because you never joked around about it again since then. And you're supposed to be one of the bottom feeders, I guess. Is that you said, I will troll you until you something to that effect. But you said, I will troll you. You've been trolling me, Jeff Thomas Black. I see that now. I do. I see it. I've been seeing it for a little bit. I just thought it was paranoia. But man, you are so clever when it comes to trolling because you don't do it with extra accounts. You do it right off the fucking lives. It's wonderful how you do that, by the way. I had a lot of guys back in the vlogger days. We used to call it vlogging, by the way. You guys call it content creators? Going back and forth? Fighting? Inner fighting, that's what you call it. No. We originated this way before you guys got here. It's called Vlogger Wars. Vlogging. Video vlogging. It's kind of like vlogging. Ding, 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 ding. Ooh, there goes the light bulb. Vlogger Wars. That's what we have. Nobody here is educating any people. They're just trying to change people's minds. Called manipulation right there. When you try to sell somebody something that you know is either fake or bullshit, it's just your own personal gain, it's going to do them no good, that's called selling some people some bullshit. It's called manipulation. It's called lying. That's what we've been talking about with Glitchgate. That's the last time I saw the truth, was when we were all on the same page with Glitchgate. And now all of a sudden these people that are admitting that they were involved with Glitchgate are getting a free pass from Jeff Thomas Black. Why is that? Jeff Thomas Black, would you care to explain yourself in plain English and respond to this video? If not, I'll double up on this video with one that makes a little bit more sense about why I was right to make this. Or maybe you could just correct me right now. Maybe I missed something. But you really seem to be playing in the playground with the people that really started all this shit, and all of a sudden you seem to be like clapping for them. And if you say that I don't get it or I'm not finding your humor the right way, well, I've looked at your videos, dude, and I have some certain people I talk to personally. They don't see it either, dude. They don't get it either. So maybe you'd like to clarify what you're doing there, Papa. I'm not mad at you. If I was mad at you, you'd know. I'd have a choice word or two. Right now I'm asking you a question and telling you what I see. I thought that's what we did here. We kept it real, no? Because as I noticed, Robert Reese tonight, he put up a video. He's going to do an interview with John Billings. I'm like, who in the fuck, if ever, is John Billings? You're not going to believe this. This is how well the algorithm works and how much Google's listening to us. I'm not making this up. I went out with my wife to find some hair. She does her hair and stuff. She's all about glamour and makeup and stuff like that, which, by the way, is not a problem for me. Let me tell you. Lingerie comes in later. Anyway, so he's talking about this John Billings guy. How the fuck did I derail there? Never heard of him? I'm looking at my phone, seeing what's popped up, you know, sitting in the parking lot. I got my chihuahua with me. And I'm just chilling, you know. John Billings comes up. I swear to God, I don't even know who this guy is. I've never subbed him. I've never liked to him. I've never commented to him. Nothing like that. Sure the fuck it popped up. I subbed to this guy. I liked his video. I haven't commented yet because I don't know where he really stands because he's talking about Pedro. But one thing I did notice is that this guy's channel is probably quad by him. It's at least quad. What I mean by quad is probably 4 times bigger. I think it's around 4 times bigger. And I don't mean just by subs. Everybody stops talking about subs. Let's not do ratios because nobody's ratios make sense. You could have 100 million subs and you're still getting 10 fucking views. Calm down. Especially mine. I got half of my subs 15 years ago. They got nothing to do with what I'm doing now, so those wouldn't even count. I wish I could remove them, but I'm not going to fucking block people. So this John Billings is mad at Pedro, or so it appears. Not happy with him.
Oh.
I get it. We all know what that feels like, or at least the ones that actually do the job, because this man's doing the job in his car while he's talking about Pedro, which I thought was interesting. Haven't seen that in a while. So Jeff Thomas Black, I'm not really sure what your fucking story is right now or what your message is, and I'm not saying that there's anything going on that I should be mad about, but right now I'm really goddamn curious, dude. I mean, what are you doing? Where's your head at? What is your plight right now? Because I'm tired of trying to figure out your game. You won't explain it, and you keep on making it worse. Everything you do is an emoji. Everything before that is alive, covering somebody that is not really in our clique. Ugh. And I'm supposed to just sit here and go, you getting along with them now and trying to do what? I don't understand. Help us out with that if you could, please. Set me straight. You could hear an oops from me. It's happened before. It may happen again. But you have known for a while. This is kind of shocking for me. I don't know what the fuck. So no, I like dashing. I like gig work. I do it full time. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of freedom. And every time I fucking deliver to a factory, a warehouse, or a retail store, and I see somebody mad behind the counter, or I see somebody where I have to go through security for, and that motherfucker's been working 10, 12 hours, no. I will never, ever think to myself, well, I should have just stayed with that. This is much worse. Because I get to drive away and do what the fuck I want to do. I can make money at the will any time of the day that I want to. And if you guys say you're as smart as you are and you knew as much about the system as anybody else or more, why are you complaining about it? The more you know, the more you get. And the more you get, easier. Fuck the glitch. I don't even need the fucking glitch. If I used the glitch, I'd probably be making twice as much. It'd take me a little bit more time because I'd be waiting and not multi-apping because, you know, you gotta fucking swipe and do this and cancel that and fucking repeat and all that shit. I don't mess. I just fucking work. You know why? Because I want to. I enjoy DoorDash. I love Uber Eats. I'm kind of like an Instacart. I like that instant pay. I like the instant access to my schedule. I like the instant access to somebody says, I need to run over here, run over there. Can you do it for me? I'm busy. And I'm like, I got you. I'll stop what I'm doing. I'll go take care of it for you. Makes me feel good. I get to help out family when I do that. It's wonderful. Can't do that with a W-2. Oh, you can walk out. It's going to count against you, though, isn't it? Don't forget, contract violations are just two words put together. They don't mean anything different than getting rid of at work. On a W-2, there's no fucking difference. So, for all of you and real Linda, I will leave you on this note. I do not know how to get that train schedule. There we go. Ah, that train. Comes at the best time, doesn't it? I forgot what I was saying. That's really a bitch. That's what I hate about the train. But I will tell you this. I've never been happier doing gig work. I'm 55 years old, man. It's one of the best times of my life. And nobody's going to take that from me. I don't give a fuck about gig wars. I don't give a fuck about vlogging wars. I don't give a fuck about people's opinions about government, finances, charts, or what the fuck ever else. I like what they do. I like what they say. They entertain me. But let's not forget something. At the end of the day, it's entertainment. But in no way, shape, or form is anybody ever going to convince me of anything about gigs again, because the last time I fell for it was Pedro DoorDash Santiago, and he almost financially fucked me. This time, we're back to this get out of gig work, you know, and take the leap and just use it as a short-term gig by the very people that are still using it and talking about it. I guess you're doing it wrong then. I guess you did it wrong. And if you got fucking falsely accused of something and they kicked you off the platform, well, that's what unemployment was for in your W-2. Sometimes you got fired for no good reason and they didn't even tell you what it was. Back in my day, it was called untrustworthy suspicious activity. There's no difference, guys. Wrong argument for me. I lived in that life, the W-2 life. You cannot compare these two. Gig work is much better. It just is. See, well, it's not guaranteed. It's like, what is? What is? You can walk into a W-2 and be fired on the spot. You don't even know why. What's the difference? You tell me. Everything's a chance. Everything's a gamble. You are a slave to the dollar. It's not the term. It's not W-2 slave. It's not app slave. It's dollar slave. We're all a slave to that. We have to get it, so we will do what we have to get it. To keep these lights on, to keep the phones on, to keep the memory cards coming in when they go bad. That's called slavery. We have no choice but to do it. At least with this, we have the choice to turn it on and off at will. W-2s, gotta put in an application. You gotta sell yourself across a desk to some little 14-year-old snot-nosed kid to get a goddamn job and suck it up as a fucking adult. That pissed me off. I had to do that twice, but right before I left the fucking workforce, I was like, Jesus Christ, this is the wrong place for me to be. I have no respect for myself anymore. That's how I felt, too. I swear to God, that's exactly how... Why do you think I started doing this? That's exactly why I became a dasher. And I'm glad I did. It's got the biggest market share. I give a fuck if they're going broke or not. If DoorDash is going broke, they're losing money, that falls under the category of not my problem. I don't know why it's your all's problem. It's not my problem. All I know is when I end my dash, I pull out my red card, I go to the ATM, I pull out the money, I stick it in my real bank account, and I move on. I get paid daily, and I get paid the same or a little bit better every fucking day. For about the same 6 to 8 hours, by the way, not this 8 to 12 hour fucking W-2 bullshit. Sorry, it is what it is. I guess you don't like that, some people. I'm sorry, but that's how it is. I mean, if you're going to disagree with me, it's because you're not happy with what I just said. It doesn't mean that it's wrong. Because you know full good and well that if you got to work 10 to 12 hours in your market to make $100, you're doing it wrong, or, well, you're doing it wrong. Or your market sucks and you can't suck that bad. I don't think A market. I think it's a bunch of YouTube bullshit that A market sucks to where you can't make $100 in a regular 8 hours. Are you fucking wow? All right, maybe it's possible. Sure, I guess. But then again, I also thought that no tip, no trip was the golden rule, and that's the law of the land. See where that got us. All right, Jeff Thomas Black, I asked you a question. You're going to have to watch this back because you know me, I rant a little bit. That chilled me to the fucking bone when you started playing with those little boys over there. Real talk with Roy. Always cherry pick. Really, brother? If you have an agenda, it's either showing right now or you're playing them and we're supposed to know what you're doing, or you're playing us and they sure as fuck know what you're doing. Either way, this shit sucks. All right. I just puffed. Now I'm gonna give. Torp out.